In order to address the design review in Review, you have to open up one of the drawings and go to the floor plan, and then you can make any annotations that you want. So as you can see here, I saw that this dimension is kind of hard to read unless you zoom in fully. So I just made a clarifying note that it's 9 1/2, just so that it's easy to see. And then when it's on the actual floor plan, you can easily read it. And I tried to highlight the whole wall to show that that's for all that. And I used color coding with this highlighting. So yellow is anything to do with walls, whereas if something's purple, that means it's a clarification of a dimension. And additionally, I highlighted these two sloped ramps because it doesn't indicate what type of slope, like how much slope needs to be on the ramp. So that needs to be clarified, and that is in green. And then you can also use clouds to highlight big circled area. So I use that to highlight this area because this wall has two thicknesses labeled here as A2 and B, which is contradicting each other. So that needs to be changed. And then down here, this section has a big gap here. And I was very confused what that's showing. So I think that needs to be filled in. And then I can collaborate my other partners, and they can also make edits on this when I use the studio. If you click studio over here, you can start a collaboration and you can invite anyone. So everyone can work on it at the same time and it updates each other and people can change each other's work. Then for the quality assessment and quality control part, I you can also do that where I used the circle tool to highlight areas that need to be inspected. And once they're completed, and then I can assign these to different people that are collaborating with me. And once they're completed, they can go in and go to the status down here, and then they can set them as completed. So it shows up as green. And if it's red, then it's not completed like this. There needs to be a wall added here. So it's red, so it has not been completed yet. But once someone completes that, they can go in, check it, make it completed, and it'll become green. And you can highlight multiple different things for people to do. So for these two doors, there's no radius on them. They're just set as open, which is not gonna work. They need to have a swing radius. Like this door could cause issues with this one, so it cannot be open past that point. That needs to be on the plans. And once I'm done with this, I can go and create a report that records the summary and share that with whoever needs it. And then for the quantity takeoff, you can go to the toolbox and there's a measurement tool and you choose the length measurement and you can scale the drawing. So when the first time you do this, it'll give you a pop-up that asks to scale the drawing and you click calibrate and you can select area like over here. And then since I know this is 15 feet, I selected this spot to this spot and set that to 15 feet, and it calibrates the scale and it changes the scale of the whole drawing. And then once you do that, you can dimension everything you need. So, for example, this wall here did not have a thickness because this thickness that's listed over here is not accurate. It doesn't complete the whole wall. This section is not recognized as part of it, so I used the measurement tool to find out that it's 9 inches. Whereas over here it says 4 inches, but that's only half of the wall. And then after that, I used the area measure tool to find out the area of this section of flooring in order to calculate how much it would cost. So I used the area tool, and you can select an area like this by highlighting the outside. And with that, it gives you an area. So you can see it's 209,731 square inches. And I took that number and I put it into an Excel spreadsheet. So share that. So you can see in this Excel spreadsheet, I took that number right here. And then we'll come back to this. Back in Review. After that, I use the count measuring tool in order to count all the single and double doors in the building. And once I did that, you can look down here in the markup bar, and it says, I labeled this one as single door, so there are 23 single doors and there are 3 double doors. And then I took that information, brought it over to Excel, put it in the spreadsheet, and I used a formula where I put the cost per unit I just estimated and the amount of units. So for the flooring, that's in square inches, but for the door, it's just how many doors. And then I used a formula where you do the cost times the amount to get the total cost. And I drag that down for the rest to get the total cost of them. And then I summed them up. And with that, I got the total cost estimated to be 2,500 of that section of the building and all the doors. So that's how you do the quantity takeoff using Review. It's very easy. And then finally, to do project turnover, all you have to do, save each one of your drawings. And then once you do that, you can go into the PDF and you can see all the annotations there. And then you just have to export it. So save it. And then you can send it to the project team for the next part of the project, or the contractor, whoever needs the plans. And that's it.